Praise God. I hope everybody's doing well. I know myself, I'm learning to surrender one day at a time to God and to walk with God. I want to get back in the Word this Sunday morning. We're getting ready to go to church here in a little bit. I want to take up where we left off. We're going to take up in Revelation chapter 10, verse 8, and then we'll read a ways in chapter 11. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. One thing's interesting is that a couple times refers to this angel, and he's got the little book and it's open in his hand. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Maybe this little book gave him power to prophesy. Chapter 11. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and them that worship therein. And I would think back in their time they had a measuring rod. So he measured the temple, the altar. But the court which is without the temple leave out. So outside of the temple, don't be measuring it, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall be tread under foot 42 months. So I'm thinking that's talking about Jerusalem. And I looked at it, 42 months is 3.5 years that it's going to be, Jerusalem's going to be tread underfoot. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. And I calculated that up, and that's right at 3.5 years. So the 2 witnesses are going to prophesy for 3.5 years. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before God on the earth. So I think this is referring to the 2 witnesses, or likened unto the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks that stand before God. And I've often thought about the 2 witnesses, and I think it was Elijah and Enoch, that they didn't die, that God took them. And I don't know, I've just thought, could the 2 witnesses that come back be Elijah and Enoch? And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in the same manner be killed. So during that time, they're going to be given power that no man can hurt them. And these have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. So this is interesting. The 2 witnesses for that 3.5 years and going to be given power to shut up heaven, that it rained not in the days of their prophecy. So I thought, are they going to stop it from raining all over the world for that 3.5 years? That would be devastating. But then I think about the power of God too, and I haven't seen very many miracles, but I have seen a few. And one miracle I saw was 30-something years ago. I lived up in Spring Hill, Florida, and we had 5 acres, and I was truck farming on 2 acres. And it was during my prodigal son years. And I had these 2 acres that it was all ready to plant, and I started planting. And off in the northeast, I saw rain. And it was moving my way, and I started praying and talking to God. I said, God, let me plant this field, because I needed that dry ground to plant on. And I just kept planting and praying and talking to God, and I was planting and praying. And then the rain, it started coming closer, and then it started moving off to the northwest and off to the east. And before it was said and done, now this is a true story, you might not believe it, but it was raining all the way around me, 360 degrees. But I planted that whole field, and not a drop of water landed on that field. And I'm going to tell you what, it gave me chill bumps. I saw the power of God. God is a powerful God, and He can make it rain where He wants to, and not rain where He wants to. And they have power over the waters to turn them to blood. Now, I enjoy getting on YouTube, and I've watched Pastor Paul Begley for the last 4 or 5 years. And there was a number of times he was talking about and showing places around the world that rivers and lakes were turned to blood. Well, it looked like blood. But if it's still on there, you can look up Pastor Paul Begley. If they haven't taken it down, you can see that. And then to smite the earth with plagues. And I was thinking about the time of Moses over in Egypt, with all those different plagues that God put on Egypt, where the Jews were in the land of Goshen. The plagues didn't touch them. Think about the power of God. And it talks about a place in the Bible that people have a form of godliness but deny the power thereof. God's a powerful God. With Him, all things are possible. Well, that's it for today. God bless y'all. I hope you have a good Sunday.